You've worked hard your entire life, and now it's time to finally enjoy those dream vacations you've always imagined. But what if the biggest dangers you face on your next trip aren't the ones you expect? Could your travels be putting your health, safety, or even your finances at risk without you realizing it? Have you ever wondered what hidden threats might be waiting for seniors over 70 when traveling, beyond the typical hassles everyone talks about? Are you as prepared as you could be for the unique risks that come with age, or is there something crucial you could be missing? The truth is, travel after 70 holds unique joys and special challenges, but some of those risks aren't easy to spot until they happen. The good news, with the right knowledge, you can avoid trouble and make your adventures unforgettable for all the right reasons. Stay until the end. What you'll learn might change your life or that of someone you love. If you enjoy helpful tips like these, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share your travel questions or stories in the comments below. Unseen health challenges, the silent risk of medical emergencies abroad. For travelers aged 70 and above, the hidden risk that often lurks in the background is experiencing unexpected health issues far from home. Many seniors prepare carefully with medications, doctor's notes, and a commitment to sticking to their health routines while away, but even the best laid plans can run into trouble once they are overseas. It's easy to underestimate how vulnerable the body can become when faced with the unpredictability of travel, strange foods, different climates, and exhausting time zone changes. For example, a simple mishap like forgetting to hydrate on a warm sightseeing tour can quickly lead to dizziness or even a dangerous fall, and that's before adding the challenges of new cuisine or missed medications. Imagine the case of John, a healthy and energetic 74-year-old who prided himself on walking 2 miles every morning. On a trip to Italy, he found himself distracted by the scenery, skipped breakfast, and lost track of time. The excitement masked his fatigue until a faint spell at the Colosseum sent him searching for help in a foreign language, unsure where the nearest hospital was or what his travel insurance truly covered. It's more common than you might think for seasoned travelers to discover that the nearest clinic doesn't accept their insurance or that local emergency numbers aren't as obvious or easy to access as at home. Sometimes medications you rely on can even be restricted or unavailable in certain destinations, and local healthcare standards might fall below what you assume. This hidden danger isn't just about the worst-case scenario, but also about the day-to-day mishaps that can escalate: dehydration, food poisoning, or simply tripping over an uneven cobblestone can have far greater consequences as you age. Many seniors have planned their adventures meticulously, but didn't know they needed a doctor's note for their heart medication, or that their travel medical plan excluded certain pre-existing conditions. Some are caught off guard to discover that emergency evacuation to a quality facility could cost thousands of dollars up front. These surprises don't just ruin a holiday. They can threaten years of hard-earned savings and put your independence at risk. Beyond the logistics, the emotional toll of needing help in a strange place, possibly alone or not speaking the language, can be immense. It can make a senior feel more isolated and vulnerable than ever before. Couples sometimes find themselves with one partner trying to navigate confusing airports or embassies, while the other is ill and frightened in a four-hospital room. Many support networks, family, doctors, trusted pharmacists, are left far behind at home, and the local medical culture might not be what you expect. The simple act of asking for help can become daunting if you aren't confident or don't know who to call. Some seniors avoid busy city streets or adventurous excursions entirely, nervous about what would happen if they slipped or needed urgent care. Yet with careful preparation, such as researching hospitals, understanding your insurance, and carrying multilingual medical information, these risks can be managed and your trip can stay focused on enjoyment rather than emergencies. Still, the thought remains, What could happen if you find yourself needing urgent help and aren't fully prepared? Would you or your loved one know what to do if an unexpected medical crisis arises far from home? Or have you considered all the steps it takes to ensure peace of mind wherever life takes you? Financial pitfalls, the unexpected costs that can derail your dream vacation. Most seniors cherish the freedom retirement brings to explore the world, but there's an unspoken trap that can easily spoil long-awaited travel: unexpected financial burdens. It's no secret that traveling, especially in later years, often requires a larger safety net. Costs can quickly spiral beyond what was planned, and unforeseen fees, like foreign transaction surcharges, emergency room bills, or last-minute accommodation changes, can drain savings painstakingly built over decades. Take the story of Elaine, a 76-year-old woman who always dreamed of sailing through the Mediterranean. She booked her trip months in advance, carefully budgeting for tours and food. However, when her passport was stolen in Barcelona, the replacement costs and expedited travel changes were far higher than she ever imagined. On top of that, her credit card froze after suspicious activity, leaving her needing to navigate unfamiliar banking systems and rely on strangers for help. Worse, she hadn't realized her medical insurance wouldn't reimburse her for the cancellations or for the extended hotel stay required while waiting for new documents. While many expect theft or minor scams on vacation, few anticipate how quickly these can become financial crises when you're far from your own banks and insurance agents. Something as simple as not understanding the fine print on your travel coverage, or forgetting to alert your credit card company to your destination, has left countless older travelers wrestling with surprise expenses. Some find that senior discounts are not honored abroad, or that local customs, such as tipping or paying cash for medical treatment, don't match what they're used to at home. Then there are costly mistakes, using an ATM that charges exorbitant fees or failing to research currency exchange rates, which can lead to overpaying every time you shop or dine. Stories abound of seniors caught out by fluctuating exchange rates, hidden hotel taxes, or non-refundable deposits that swallow up travel budgets. Long-term travelers can run into another challenge: unexpected charges for necessary services like mobile phone usage, data roaming, or even long-distance calls if they experience an emergency. There's also the emotional toll. Realizing your financial safety net may be less secure than you thought can lead to anxiety and strain, eroding the comfort and confidence travel should bring. For couples, mismanaging money can be a source of friction, especially when dealing with rapid decisions under stressful circumstances. But there are ways to guard against these pitfalls. Carrying backup payment methods, scrutinizing all policies before departure, and keeping close tabs on spending abroad are key defenses. Rehearsing what to do if a wallet goes missing or practicing how to access funds in an unfamiliar country offers extra security. As you plan your next adventure, ask yourself, could a sudden financial setback turn your dream journey into a source of stress, or have you put enough safeguards in place to keep your adventure joyful and worry-free? Loneliness on the road, navigating emotional vulnerability in unfamiliar places. Many seniors look forward to traveling as a way to feel alive and connected with the world, often envisioning new friendships, stimulating conversations, and enchanting landscapes. But beneath the surface of these hopeful adventures lies a hazard that's not nearly discussed enough: the emotional challenges of being far from loved ones and familiar support systems at a vulnerable age. The scenario is often painted in colors of independence and adventure. Yet for some, the actual experience can suddenly veer into feelings of isolation, especially in unfamiliar territories where language barriers exist and trusted confidants are miles away. Consider the experience of Harold, a widower who saw travel as a way to reinvigorate life after loss. His first journey without his spouse was a cruise through the scenic Norwegian fjords. While daytime excursions were engaging, Harold found the evenings unexpectedly quiet and the bustling ship strangely impersonal. Surrounded by couples and families, he struggled to connect despite attending group dinners and organized activities. It wasn't just about missing conversation at breakfast. It was the lack of a familiar hand to hold during rough seas or someone to share the astonishing sights. The sensation of being overlooked or out of step with younger travelers, or even feeling like a guest among lifelong friends, can intensify when facing the discomforts that sometimes come with old age. There's a unique loneliness in seeking out assistance and getting blank looks or responses you can't understand. And for those who encounter health or mobility setbacks, being alone can compound anxiety, whether that means worrying about safely returning to your room after a long day, or trying to remember crucial details about medication or directions in a moment of stress. Sometimes, older travelers assume that group tours or cruises automatically bring companionship, when in fact, social packs may already be established, making true connection harder than expected. Technology, while helpful, can't replicate the warmth of a friend at your side, and virtual calls with family can become reminders of distance rather than solace. For singles or those venturing out after loss, these feelings may rise sharply, causing some to cut trips short or avoid new destinations altogether. Emotional well-being is just as vital to a successful journey as physical or financial preparedness. Making plans to communicate frequently with loved ones, joining interest-based travel groups, and learning a few phrases in the local language can help bridge the gap. But still, it takes awareness and intentionality to combat loneliness. As you plan where your next ticket will take you, consider, are you truly ready for the emotional aspects of travel, and do you have a strategy to cope with solitude in places where comfort and community aren't guaranteed? Security blind spots, overlooked safety risks that catch seniors off guard. When many people picture the risks of traveling, they imagine theft or scams, but for seniors, subtle safety hazards often go unnoticed until they create real problems. Simple things, an unfamiliar hotel room layout, a slippery curb, or poor street lighting, can become genuine threats when you aren't as agile as you used to be. Take Marie, who prided herself on staying active and independent well into her 70s. During a Paris getaway, she didn't think twice about venturing out after dark to explore local bakeries. One evening, a hidden step sent her tumbling onto uneven pavement, resulting in a fractured wrist. What surprised her more than the pain was how challenging it was to explain her needs in an unfamiliar hospital and how helpless she felt trying to contact her family from a different time zone. Seniors are more likely to underestimate such risks, not only because of experience, but also out of optimism, a belief that things will just work out. Yet, crowded markets and bustling train stations are rife with distractions where a moment's inattention can lead to a lost bag, or worse, injury from a trip or fall. Even trusted environments carry risk. Poorly marked exits, hard-to-spot door thresholds, or incompatible electrical outlets can turn routine movements into safety concerns, especially in countries with different standards. Friends and family may not always be available to lend a hand, and local help can be hard to find or communicate with. Packing a flashlight, choosing well-lit routes, or understanding the layout of accommodations before arrival are simple steps that can make a huge difference. By staying alert and planning for the unexpected, you protect not just your possessions, but also your senior year's greatest asset, your independence. So before you set out, pause and think. Are you paying enough attention to the small, easily overlooked dangers that could disrupt your much-anticipated journey? Identity at risk. The overlooked impact of lost documents and digital vulnerabilities. Many seniors traveling abroad place great focus on health preparation and financial security, but the evolving landscape of identity theft and lost personal documents is a danger that can derail even the best planned trips. Unlike a wallet or a suitcase, a stolen or misplaced passport, driver's license, or personal device can cause cascading problems that quickly exceed the usual travel hassles. Identity loss isn't always a dramatic event. In fact, it often starts with something as unremarkable as a misplaced bag or a distracted moment at airport security. For instance, consider Linda and Roger, lifelong travelers who took a dream trip to southern Spain to celebrate retirement. One morning, as they passed through a busy train station in Seville, Linda, distracted by the crowds and keeping her eye on her luggage, didn't notice her crossbody purse being quietly unzipped by a fast-moving pickpocket. By the time she reached for her phone to check directions, it was gone, along with her passport, bank cards, prescription list, and their travel itinerary. At first, the couple figured a trip to the embassy was all they would need to resolve things. But soon they discovered the bureaucracy of replacing government-issued IDs from abroad requires time, paperwork, and patience. Without a passport, their ability to check into hotels or board trains was compromised. Struggling with language barriers, they found themselves waiting in long lines at local authorities and embassies, sleep-deprived and anxious over every important call or email that could help resolve the situation. Over the next few days, new worries mounted. Roger's bank called about suspicious activity, unauthorized online purchases using Linda's details. Their trip, meant for relaxation and new adventures, became a complex exercise in damage control, with both constantly alert for further problems and updating family from crowded internet cafes. The emotional toll was tremendous. What began as embarrassment soon grew into guilt and self-doubt. How could such careful people fall for something so avoidable? Beyond the emotional stress, the interruption was expensive. Additional hotel nights, international phone charges, and the cost of replacing cards and IDs quickly added up. For seniors, these complications often come with the risk of not being familiar with digital safeguards like two-step authentication or encrypted travel wallets. With age, keeping up with digital safety measures can feel overwhelming. Yet ignoring updates on security technology leaves travelers open to hacking, phishing, or device theft. Those less experienced in app-based bookings and electronic trip planning may not realize that sensitive information is vulnerable if devices lack password protection or secure cloud backups. Even experienced travelers might not think to store digital copies of critical documents, protect logins with strong, unique passwords, or review how to remotely lock a lost phone. A simple mistake, like connecting to unprotected airport Wi-Fi, can result in compromised information that takes months to restore. For those who enjoy the independence of solo travel or plan extended stays abroad, losing access to official paperwork can be more than a short-term disruption. It can jeopardize your ability to return home, prove identity to authorities, or access medical care in an emergency. Learning from others is essential. Talking to friends or reading about current scams makes you more resilient. Take time to understand which documents need to be securely copied and which digital habits should change before departure. Seniors who brush up on basic tech safety, backing up files, locking devices, and setting up fraud alerts, can explore the world with far greater confidence. So as you finalize your packing list, ask yourself, are you truly prepared to safeguard both your physical documents and your digital identity? Or could an unexpected mishap cast a shadow over your next great adventure? As we come to the end of this journey together, it's clear that traveling after 70 is about so much more than choosing destinations or planning activities. It's about cherishing life's adventures while thoughtfully protecting your well-being, independence, and peace of mind. The truth is, with age, the thrill of discovery is still alive, but new risks quietly emerge along the path. Risks that, if left unacknowledged, can cast long shadows on experiences meant to shine with joy. Yet, every challenge highlighted, whether it's an unseen health complication, unexpected financial hurdles, moments of loneliness, hidden safety hazards, or protecting your precious identity, has a solution grounded in preparation, compassionate awareness, and a willingness to adapt. Traveling with wisdom doesn't mean trading excitement for caution. It means honoring what you've learned and using it to open doors to new adventures safely and confidently. If you find yourself recalling stories from today's video or picturing your own travel dreams, know that you are not alone. The journey may have its bumps, but each careful step is an act of hope and courage. Embrace the unknown, reach out for support when needed, and let your love for discovery be guided by gentle foresight. Your best memories might be waiting in a place you've never seen or in the simple moments of a well-planned journey. If these messages touch your heart or gave you a new perspective, please subscribe and join our community of fellow travelers. Let's continue supporting each other in exploring the world with wisdom and grace. Share your thoughts below. Comment the word wisdom if you're ready to travel smarter, safer, and with renewed confidence. Safe travels, and remember, the world is still yours to explore.